Huge waiting list to get in here. It's a fabulous place. You look at it. It must have been built about 100 years ago, was it? The early 1900s.
These wall gardens were for the upper classes in the past.
On the day of the Rose Festival, they open. This is the only day of the year we open this place to the public. Right. And 10 o'clock in the morning till about 4:30 or 5 in the afternoon. And one of the plot holders will bring you on a tour. You get the information in the tent. There'll be a tent. We have a setup over there. They'll bring you around, give you the history of the place. You've seen the containers there, the artist. That was a project. I hired an artist to paint that.
Welcome to our allotment in St. Anne's in Raheny.
My name is John O Dea. We are here in the St. Anne's garden. It's a wall garden in St. Anne's Park, and we're having a good time here getting all the plants to rejuvenate. It's a nice open space. You meet a lot of like-minded friends, and I was a farmer in the old days, 40 years ago. It titillates me to come here because I tried to escape from farming 40 years ago, and here I am again doing the same thing. So there's a certain draw here always, even I have to admit that. The trees, there's some fruit trees that can actually grow along the wall, and the heat from the sun is captured by the wall, and those trees can thrive in a walled garden environment. For me, it's the community, the sense of community is coming back to people in St. Anne's Park. The St. Anne's Park draws a lot of communities together. I like that about North Dublin. That this St. Anne's Park is playing a big part in bringing all the different communities together, and a chance to explore nature in a way that I'd never realised before, or even get a sense of history.
Oh well, this is our allotment here, and it's one of the biggest allotments on this walled allotment here, and it's about 4 years, I think it's 4 years here, but the whole thing was just plain nothing. The whole allotment was just plain nothing till people rented the allotments, and they've come on in the last few years in leaps and bounds. It's amazing just to see what could happen in a few years. The allotment has been around here for a long time, a lot longer than I have. But since I joined Suaimhneas Clubhouse 2.5 years ago, and I heard about the allotment, I said, oh I'll give this a try. And I'm hooked ever since. I just absolutely love it. Love it. You just feel so happy when I'm here, like it's so relaxed. And though it's hard work, it's fun. Then the food we get out of it, I mean, it's all used. We all use it, we bring it home, we cook it. And we love to see when the stuff is actually starting to grow, when we plant in February and everything's looking sad, and all of a sudden this time of the year, oh, here it is out of the ground. Well, maybe I think it tastes better, but yeah, I suppose it does. And we're always at it, like there's always more things to add all the time. We never kind of get fed up adding things to it. All the time we add and add and add. And it's great fun. We meet different people, different times. Every time we come here, there'll be somebody else here with our little dog. And
in the past, the wall garden grew everything including pineapples under these horse manure hotbeds that the rich had. But at the moment we can grow fruit, peaches, cherries, pears.
But you can't grow carrots.
That's right.
Now I'm joined by Hilda from Ballet Fusion. Hilda, you're so welcome to join us today. It's so great to have you along. Have you been enjoying the sun that we've been getting today?
I'm delighted with the weather that there was no rain. We're so lucky because it was forecasted, wasn't it?
We weren't that lucky in our forecast, but it has turned out to be incredible. So tell me a bit more about Ballet Fusion. When did you start? Where do you do your classes?
I basically started, I used to teach in Howth for a lady called Brona McNally, and then I wrapped that up in 2004 and started myself, my own school, Ballet Fusion, school for kids and adults. So I teach children from 3 years of age right up to adults, and I teach basically the adults in dance house in
Yes, bit of a guilty pleasure here because I was actually one of your students in Dance House, which is a really nice tie-in today. I was delighted I was getting to interview you today. So Dance House is an incredible place with lots of different varieties of dance. But what brings you to this park? I know you mentioned earlier how much you loved this festival. How did you find out about it in the first place, and what makes you come back every year?
It was basically years ago. I can't even remember how it came about, to be honest. But I'm here for years, every year. And yes, and it's been getting bigger and bigger, the festival, every year. And it's a wonderful festival. And the school loves taking part in it. We look forward to it. It's part of what we do every year on our calendar. We love festivals, full stop.
And for the festival, what are you doing here today? What has the school done today for the festival?
Well, we had a performance at 11 a.m. and we have another one tomorrow.
Same time again tomorrow at 11? Okay.
Yes. And we had about 25 odd dancers there today. Not a huge turnout, but still we managed to get a great show going up there with our 25 dancers. And we have the same again tomorrow. So
I actually got a glimpse of it myself, and it was fantastic. I really did love it. Yeah, the costumes and everything. I love the little tots. Yeah, they have to. Yeah, the little flower costumes are great. Yeah. So it's absolutely fantastic that you're down and you're working here every year. And what do you get new students from coming down here to the park every year? Is it a big kind of marketing thing for you?
Well, I do get new students into my summer camps and into my weekly classes, especially in Sutton and Baldoyle, which is the most local one to here in terms of children. And then not so much the adults. The adults I tend to get via the Dance Ireland website, which is excellent. And the Balbriggan children and all their other areas I teach in, that I need to go out and actually do marketing out there because that's a different area. Okay, it's Fingal, so it's a different area altogether, so you wouldn't get that many students for those areas.
And in terms of the students that were performing today, are they all local from Sutton and Baldoyle?
No.
No. They're from all over your different classes?
Yeah, there was adults there from town, a lot of them actually. There was both my beginners and my advanced, and then I had from Sutton a couple of seniors and a few babies. I had no one here from Baldoyle, funny enough. I had girls here from Knoll and Balbriggan.
Fantastic. And I think we actually have some of your students come in first now. Hello, what's your name?
My name is Colette.
Colette, very nice to meet you. And what's your name? Hannah. Guys, you look fantastic. These are the flower costumes I was talking about earlier. I love them. I understand we're going to do a few steps, are we? Fantastic. So you're going to teach. I'm going to remind myself how to do ballet. So what are you going to show us today?
I'm going to do a dance.
Okay. And do you have the name of the dance?
It's the classical dance.
Okay. Well, absolutely. Take it away.
It's a piece from Giselle.
From Giselle. Fantastic. That poise and that elegance. Well done. That was gorgeous. Really, really beautiful. Fantastic. Colette. And how long have you been dancing with Hilda?
About 7 years.
7 years. So you're well able to do it. And Hannah, are you going to show us your wings as well? Can you do a little dance on your tippy toes? Fantastic. Beautiful. Well done, girls. That's absolutely fantastic. Well done. Thank you so much, Hilda, for joining us. And girls, you're very welcome. And enjoy the rest of the day. It's absolutely stunning out, so enjoy it.
And thank you for having us.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. So now we have another guest inside. Come on in and join us into the tent. Hi. So tell us a bit about why you're here today.
I'm here with a project called Bí, which is not B-E-E, it's B-I Father.
B.I. Father.
Yes, so to be. But we actually do work with bees as well.
Okay, fantastic. And tell me a bit more about Bí. What does that incorporate?
It's about how we want to be. You know, we are restricted by our environment at the moment, the urban environment. We're isolated from nature. We're not in our natural habitat, and neither are the bees. And so we're combining our two needs together in this project, and working with bees, but also with other forms of nature to try to connect nature, people, and place to bring about simple solutions to complex problems in the city.
Okay, so it's all about mental health, well-being,
Yes, exactly.
Physical,
everything all together. Yeah.
Okay, so all encompassing. And why bees as well? Why are bees so important in that overall well-being?
Well, bees are tremendously interesting for so many reasons, and I guess the biggest one is that we've suddenly taken notice of bees because they're hugely influential in our food system. So we've really focused in on bees, and they've captured people's imagination. So it was a really good place for us to start with trying to illustrate what we're about. But the reason why bees are so wonderful is they work on so many different levels. So on a philosophical level, they have an incredible organizational system. They're totally democratic. They only use consensus decision making. So from that point of view, they're as interesting as they are from a biological perspective. They only improve any area that they move into. Okay. So if we went into Tesco, you know, the equivalent of harvesting, if we only improved Tesco every time we went in, imagine how different the world would be.
Okay.
And also, well, I'll just say, every bee goes through a series of jobs in its life, which prepare it for protect the colony and the whole overall organizational structure. So bees hatch and they immediately become a nurse. So again, imagine what our society would be like if we all were nurses. And our
nurses, fantastic.
Then went on and worked with the food, storage and then went out and learned how to navigate, which is the next job.
And then does bees and the festival today with the roses especially, how does that all relate to the festival today? What are you doing here today? What's your stall about? Have you got any activities or events happening today?
Yes, well, we're giving bumblebee walks. We have a slogan that's called Equality for All Pollinators, because the honeybee has really captured the limelight in people's imagination, but actually the wild bees, of which there are many, many more. There's 20 bumblebees and there's about 97 solitary bees.
20 bumblebees?
Yes, 20 different types of bumblebees. So I'm just giving little walks to show people there's about 6, I think, present in this park. And introducing people to them and their habits. But we also have a nest of a solitary bee called an Osmia bicornis in our own tent.
Okay, great name, fantastic name.
I wish I had a name like that.
Yeah.
It's actually 150 times more efficient pollinator than a honeybee.
Okay, that's fascinating.
An Osmia bicornis in your community garden is a great asset.
And are they hard to come by?
Well, I think they are, because I've been looking at the monitoring records in the National Biodiversity Centre, and there aren't that many of them that have been reported.
Okay, so we definitely need more of them. Absolutely.
Yes. And we have nectarine trees in our community garden that came out of the compost, and I was looking at what Osmia bicornis prefer, and prunus is a variety which they...
Fantastic.
So that's
okay, well, that's great. Unfortunately, we're running out of time here, but definitely people can go and check out your stall today, which is fantastic.
We also make a lot of products out of bee ingredients. There's 6 bee ingredients.
Okay,
so we have
fantastic.
A skincare range.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Kaethe. It was great to meet you. So now we are going to go to a video clip with Whelan, an ornithologist, who's going to tell us more about what he does.